Hello everyone and welcome back to Matty Reacts, the channel where we take a look at things we've never listened to or watched before. And today we are back with episode 4 of Young Royals. I've done the first 3 episodes already. I just can't help but feel like it's building to something, and I'm not quite sure what it's building to yet. I'm hoping that it's something pretty impressive, pretty big. But we have had the Queen basically pull a sickie, so it looks like Villa might have to step in to that situation a lot quicker than expected. We've seen a lot of negativity leveled especially at Simon, both for his relationship with Villa and also just, you know, some racist stuff as well, because if people are going to be homophobic, why wouldn't they also be racist? We've had Sarah deciding to go back to school. I did make a prediction that I thought that Sarah and Felice and Sarah and Simon would be made up by episode 3. That didn't really happen. So hopefully in this episode that happens. I think it has to happen before the end of the season. It'd be silly if they didn't. So, yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Oh yeah, I forgot about the brick coming through the window. Oh, poor Linda. She didn't ask for any of this, did she? Mind you, neither did Simon. You know, just because he fell in love with someone, it doesn't mean that he should have bricks through his window. Oh God. Okay, it's acting. Is he going to ask him to move in? I think that's a bit too much, isn't it? I don't think he'll quite go that far. Yeah, it is. It's a threat to the nation, isn't it? Because if everything Simon says reflects on Villa and the royal family, as they said, you know, in episode 1, I think, then it surely works the other way around, and any threat against Simon is a threat against the royal family. Oh, guess that all depends on where they move to. Yeah, you pull in some favours, Villa. What's their test on then? I'm not going to comment on Vincent's mental age. Doesn't surprise me one bit. So because he's not studied and he doesn't know what the exams are about, he wants to do some sort of stage some sort of coup. Sarah? Come on, say hello to Felice. Go on, say sorry. Oh. Too late. And you need to do it while the other girls aren't there, because we know their feelings on the situation. He's just such a dickhead, isn't he? Just such a dickhead. You tell him. Oh, it's so funny, isn't it? Yeah, having a brick through your window. I think we know.
Homofob? Nej, verkligen inte. Problemet är inte att du är gay. Problemet är att du är kommunist. Förstår du? Eller patetisk.
He definitely is. It's elitism, isn't it? He's against communism because it means that his acquired and inherited wealth means nothing, or should mean nothing.
Demonstration.
But when it suits him, he wants to do what Simon does. Ridiculous. course. Perfectly within his rights.
En symbol som enar folket.
Enar folket. Du låter som Jan-Olof.
He does
det
sound
är
like
ett
Jan-Olof.
riktigt jobb.
Utan att någon föds till att göra det.
And this is a big
För
thing,
att
isn't it?
folket får välja.
This is a big thing. So this is the same in the UK as well. You've got two tranches of people. You've got one side that says nobody should be born to be rich, wealthy, aristocratic, powerful by default. You should earn your place at the table where these sort of decisions are made by being good at your job, not by being born into it. And there's the other side that say, but look at the history of the nation involved. So in this case, it's Sweden, but it also works for the UK. Obviously, we've got generations and generations and generations of royalty. You know, it's incredible how much history there is just in one little island. And I'm sure it's the same for Sweden, though. I've never looked into it too much. But those two groups of people are never going to agree. They're just not. They have fundamentally opposing views on things, but it doesn't mean that they can't get along as people outside of that argument, which I think is a point Simon's trying to make, which is that, you know, I don't have to like the monarchy, the royal family, to like someone that is part of the royal family and to get on with someone that's part of the royal family. It's the same as, you know, families that have opposing political views or families that support different football teams. You know, it doesn't stop you being friends and family with these people. It just stops you agreeing on that one particular thing. And as long as they can have mature conversations about that, I don't see it as a problem. As long as they think that they can get past it.
Det är ett privilegium. Inte ett straff.
Jag säger bara att jag har sett hur det får dig att må.
Yeah, he says it's a privilege, but it doesn't feel like it's a privilege, surely. Or we've not seen him express that as much.
Och författa ett brev till ert framtida jag. Det här brevet, det kommer ni att få tillbaka sen. Strax innan ni tar studenten. Och det här är för att motivera er.
Okay, so it's like a little message in a
Vad
bottle,
hoppas ni på? Vem
time
vill vara
capsule
när
kind
ni
of thing.
tar studenten?
I really do like the maroon of HILLERSKA.
Vem vill du bli?
It's a lovely shade.
Jag ville bara säga att jag är så glad av att se dig på Valborg. Och nu också.
Då är du nog den enda som blir det.
I don't think so. I think he's the only one that's willing to say it currently, but I don't think he's the
Prata
only
med
one.
mig om du känner dig... Vi ses!
I'm sure he's got to have some sort of redemption arc in these last 3 episodes. I don't think he's evil. I just think he's
Hej Farima.
elitist, misguided. Go on, ask for some money.
Ni behöver hjälpa Simon. Ni får skicka dit Säpo eller några vakter eller någonting. Alltså han har fått
Come on, what are they
hatbrev
gonna say?
förut, men någon har kastat en jävla sten genom hans fönster. Han är ju livrädd.
Okej, jag ser över det. Var det något annat du ville prata om?
Ask about your mum, go on. It's okay.
Hur är det med mamma?
Yeah, there we go.
Ja, det är därför vi behöver prata om din födelsedag. Drottningen är inte i skick att medverka på kungörandet. Och därför inte heller hertigen.
And neither will the Duke.
Men vadå? Är tanken att jag ska göra
Why
det själv?
why can't the Duke go?
Nej, det har beslutats här.
Why send August?
Jag kan åka över till Svarar.
You do one thing, we do the other.
Jag försöker bara hjälpa
You
dig.
scratch my back, I scratch yours. Okay.
Okej, fine.
I mean, he was talking about diplomacy earlier, wasn't he? How
Jag
to
vill
be
att Simon följer
diplomatic.
med på min födelsedag.
Han var ett pojkstreck som polisen tror. Men för att
I
vara
don't
på
think
den
it's a
säkra
prank, do you?
sidan så
Ska vårt egna hem.
Som Säpo
Yeah,
mycket
they shouldn't have to
riktigt
move.
påpekar så är det ju inte optimalt att bo i markplan med fönster åt olika håll. Det gör er sårbara.
So what are they going to suggest them?
vi gör så här. Vi ordnar skjuts åt Simon till och från skolan. På Hillerska, där är du ju trygg. Och sen har ni det här numret till Säpo. Och
Go on.
Sen förväntar vi oss att du också gör din del.
Vad är min del?
Ju mindre du syns just nu, desto säkrare är du. Inga inlägg på sociala medier, inga kommentarer, inga bilder, ingen ny musik, inga interaktioner överhuvudtaget.
Inget springande på demonstrationer. Inga folksamlingar.
Håll en låg profil helt enkelt. Egentligen är det bäst att du bara raderar dina konton.
No, he shouldn't have to delete his accounts. I think that just keeping it on the down low for a while is more than enough.
Ja, då så.
But I understand where they're coming from. That is the easiest way to stay safe, is to just cut yourself off from that world. If they can't see you online, they can't know about anything that you're doing. Go on, have you passed?
Skitsamma, det är ju många som inte klarar det på första försöket.
Jag fick 64, 65.
Va? Halva körkortet fixat. Det här måste vi
She is. To be fair, the theory is the easy bit to me. Some people find book learning harder, obviously, than others. But I was always quite good at just remembering things, so... Oh, they're making him delete all of these memories. No, don't do it. And the accounts come, just like that. I think it will be the right thing. I know he shouldn't have to, but I think it will be the right thing.
Hon sa att det går jättebra att du kommer på min födelsedag.
Men vill du verkligen ha mig där?
Of course he does.
Det kommer väl vara massa journalister och sånt.
Nej, det kommer inte vara några journalister.
No journalists. It's my birthday, I do what I want.
Fotograf som är där och tar lite bilder. Om inte du vill.
Förslag då?
Suggestions? Oh, for the charity.
Teman som
Konst och kultur,
Art and culture, young leadership, environment and nature, sports and health.
idrott och hälsa.
det är den som ligger högst upp. Jag tror att det är den de vill att jag väljer. Passar väl in i narrativet. Stark ung man.
Alltså,
And are you not?
om jag ska vara ärlig så kan du åtminstone välja någonting som du
Yeah, you should
brinner
pick
för,
something
något
that
som
really means
betyder
something to him.
någonting för dig. Något som kanske har med psykisk ohälsa
Yeah.
bland unga att göra.
Because
Eller
obviously he
något
struggled
om
with
HBTQ+.
anxiety. Or something to do with
Det är liksom
LGBTQ+,
kaos i
yeah.
världen. Folk fängslas. Folk mördas på grund av deras läggning.
I think he definitely
Förstår
should.
du vad du hade liksom
He could be
kunnat göra och
so
vara
good.
med och förändra?
He could do so much good.
Men det räknas som politiskt ställningstagande.
Att älska vem man vill är en mänsklig rättighet.
It's not politics, it's just life. Love.
Men vadå, ska jag vara liksom förespråkare för alla queers bara för att jag är kär i dig?
I don't really like the way he said that.
Simon, jag fattar vad du menar. Det är inte det.
So don't do the LGBTQ+ then, but do the,
Nej.
you know, the mental health in young
Det ska inte ta
people.
ställning.
That's not
Bara att
political,
folk
even in any sense of
vet
the
att jag är
word.
kär i dig gör ju skillnad.
I think that's going to come back to bite him. Come on, Felice, you know you want to talk to her. Oh, she's not going to read the letter, is she? Oh, now they're getting their letters
Nu
back.
skulle jag vilja att ni skriver en reflekterande text över innehållet.
Very interesting.
Hur blev era framtidsplaner? Varsågoda.
What did they
Blev de
write?
som ni hade tänkt?
What's going to go down here then? In the big hall with the big light on. But isn't this seen as Villa taking a stand?
Okej alla, kan jag be om...
So he's not going to be able to do whatever it is they
uppmärksamhet?
want to do.
Okej, jag vet
Looks
att alla
stupid stood
här
on
inne
that table.
är... Nu
And
handlar
why
det
is there
bara om
no
att
staff here?
försöka kontrollera oss. Kan sympatisera med det som vi treor
I don't think it's privacy. I think that's the wrong phrasing that he chose.
Så är det slut med det.
Because nobody was,
Vi kommer visa
you know,
vårt missnöje på ett
staring
sätt
at them
som
through windows
skolan inte kan
at all
ignorera.
times, you know, CCTV in your bedroom
Vi kommer
kind of thing.
strejka.
Ärligt, de hackar på mig varje
ber
dag.
I'm glad he can see their funny side.
Och nu ska de demonstrera. Ja,
Because he should.
solidaritet.
So who's going to do it then? And is it going to get what they want? I have a feeling that the answer is no, it won't.
Tillbaka min bil och glömma normalt liv.
It's not. You have enough
Du har
going
också
on as
tyckt
it
att
is.
reglerna varit för jävliga. Vill inte du kunna sova hos mig? Att vi ska hänga när vi vill? Att vi ska ha en vanlig relation? Jag har en chans att ta ställning utan att det får några konsekvenser. Ska inte jag ta den?
Så du kan bara vara solidarisk när det inte kostar dig något?
Yeah, I knew he was going to take it that way. You should want to stand up for the things that matter.
Hallå?
It's kind of perplexing how so many of them wanted to do it without any sort of second thought. I mean, that was everybody there, just sat straight down. Come on, let's make friends. Let's be good again.
Strejkar Wilhelm också?
Yes, he is. When it suits him.
Är det... Ja.
I think with Willem, he keeps trying to do these things to show that, oh, look, I can do normal things as well. Look, like I can do a bit of a strike when it, but he doesn't think about the bigger picture, which is quite concerning for a future monarch. Is that he sees that he has done a thing that Simon has previously thought to be a good thing, which is to stand up for something you believe in. But what he doesn't see is, if you stand up for something you believe in that has no consequences, but you're not willing to stand up for something you believe in when there are consequences, that's not really showing anything. You know, for someone like, especially with someone like Simon, who is the sort of stuff he stands up for, you know, the Labour Day stuff, the Workers' Day, I think it is on this. That's big. That's big. You know, that's a lot of people are affected by that sort of stuff, and a lot of people who, by striking, would struggle. But he's striking when there's not much up for grabs, but also everybody there has money, or their families do. So what does it matter if they do a bit of striking? It's not that important. I don't know. Come on, she can understand better than anyone can.
Jag hoppas du har det jättebra hemma hos pappa. Hoppas ni har det jättetrevligt tillsammans.
But you told her to get out. You told her to leave and get out. What's she supposed to do? Where else would she go? Here we go. They're going to show up now and try and bust the party.
Det här är helt oacceptabelt.
Is it now?
Gå
Jag
igenom.
är säker rektorn på att de är på er sida.
I actually quite like that point. I don't like Vincent at all, but I quite like those points. Make her question if she's the one in the right, or is she the bad guy?
Are we the baddies?
Just listen to them. Just negotiate in good faith. If you can't come up with a solution, then you think about what comes next. But if you can come up with something that works for everybody, just do it. Oh no. I have a feeling this song's going to play a big part, probably in the last 2 episodes. I wonder if there's an English version of this song. I'd quite like it if there was. I bet it's on Spotify. The one he performed in season 1 was on Spotify. It's called Simon's song.
Du får 100 spänn. Va? Jag swishar 200 spänn. Jag swishar 300.
The negotiating for his lollipop.
Eller vad ska vi äta?
Fuck me. Om jag hade förstått att det här skulle bli en hungerstrejk så hade jag inte ställt upp på det här.
Nej, inte jag
They're so bad at striking, they haven't even thought it through.
Att bryta ner oss.
You should. You're not very smart for people who are going to lead the country. See, that's another thing. He was like, I didn't think it'd take this long. He thought that people would just bow to his needs because he's elitist. He's so powerful because of this wealth he's got. I mean, he made one good point when the acting principal came in, but other than that, he really is just a despicable person, isn't he? Just not very nice at all.
Alltså, kan inte ni tycka att det finns något nice med att vara lite hungrig ibland också?
Ursäkta, men vad är det som är nice med att vara hungrig?
Oh.
Det är motivation. Ja, man kanske är lite yr ett tag.
Oh, is this him
illamående.
basically
Men det kommer gå över. Och när det är
saying
avklarat
he's
så
got
blir det liksom
eating disorder?
som att det tystnar i huvudet bara. Ett lugn över hela kroppen.
Det låter som en ätstörning.
It does.
Verkligen.
Oh, rumbly tummies.
Så jävla uttråkad. Hej Nils. Jag hoppas du har en riktigt underbar vård. Är det liksom någon tant som har skrivit
Ska du se, annars då? Jag fick min ADHD
Good
förra året.
afternoon, Niels.
August, får läsa ditt.
Oh, what's August going to say?
Jag har inte det på mig.
Skärp igen, får vi läsa
Mm. There's clearly something in there that he doesn't want people to know.
Du skärper lyckanden på mig.
Here we go.
Alla här inne tycker att du är helt jävla över.
You've just heard him admit to having an eating disorder, and now you're telling him he's uptight and he needs to loosen up. That's not going to help him. But young people just don't think about young people. I was a young person, but they just don't think about their words having consequences, do they? You can't say things that will have a negative impact on people that might already be in a vulnerable place. You've got to think about how your words might affect them.
Tycker olika. Ska inte det vara en bra grej?
It is a good thing, but only if you can handle it maturely. You don't want to be too similar. I mean, that works in some relationships, but he's right. It is a matter of complimenting each other and learning from each other the things you don't already know.
Jag känner mig bara jävligt klumpig ibland.
That's such a clumsy sounding Swedish word as well.
Sårad.
Good. We're making friends. Now go make friends with your sister.
Om det är något att äta eller...
What's he got?
300 spänn.
Simon, snälla. Men snälla, jag är desperat. Så jävla hungrig.
300 crowns.
100 för min klubba.
Det är så jävla fint.
It is kind of crazy.
2400 kronor hörde jag med er och har i första, andra, tredje. Så ser man den där borta med röda. Varsågod.
I do kind of like this.
Vadå Stella?
Oh, people are starting to leave. Bloody hell. How is this gonna... Seriously though, how is this gonna help? But they're literally campaigning against rules that were imposed because of hazing, and they are now essentially hazing him mid-protest. It's just... They have no self-awareness.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if the school inspection would have seen this.
Exactly, because it's exactly what they're saying isn't happening.
Alltså, är det på riktigt nu?
Oh god, now they're going to fall out with her because she was honest about stuff. It's not taking it out on everyone else, to be honest.
That made them worried they would have acted on it. I'm sure it's fine.
Because actually, wouldn't it have been worse if she'd have said, no, nothing ever happens like that at all, rather than, yeah, we do have initiations and stuff, but they're not as bad as this guy's making out. That seems more realistic if she is trying to convince them otherwise. Has he got somewhere to be? Is that what's going to happen? Isn't that cute? He's hooking his crisps. She's not going to give up, is she?
Vet ni vad? Vi gör så här.
Oh, no, there is a
Ni
deal.
får tillbaka era mobiltelefoner. Yes! Men de får endast användas utanför skoltid. Okej?
I mean, why didn't she just do this to start with?
Ja, studentmiddag. Ja. Den slänger vi också på.
Och poängjakten.
And this,
Absolut
and that,
inte.
and this,
Och det är så
and
långt
that.
jag sträcker mig. Och jag vill att ni ska veta om det är någon som planerar någon utspark eller andra
it would have been so much easier to just done that to start with, because all she's really said is you can graduate, you can have your phone. It doesn't sound like they're having that they'll be able to go out after 7 p.m. or anything like that. Oh, here we go. Just talk, come on, just talk.
Den här är din.
Tack.
Jag läste.
Okej. Det gör
Well, that wasn't very
Så det är
nice.
ganska sorgligt att det enda du skriver är att du önskar att du kommer må okej och inget mer.
Det är sorry. Det är.
I don't think it's going to be excuses. I
Jag
think it's
fattar
going
att
to be
jag gjorde
apologies.
fel.
That's quite sad. Come on, you can forgive her, Felice. That's got to be the
På
catalyst.
slottet. Med drottningen.
Som hans pojkvän på riktigt.
Ja, jag fattar.
Well, you met them at
Jag vet inte ens
the
vad jag
thing
ska göra för
in
present.
episode 1, right?
Alltså,
But yeah, I guess, outside
Jag
of
vet
like
inte.
a court
Att jag
setting,
kommer bara-
even if it wasn't a real court.
Ja, och vad ska det vara? Ska jag bara komma dit och bara...
Record him a song.
Hej, jag... jag är ett
Make-
barn.
that's it, make him a
En
song.
teckning till dig.
nej, kanske inte en teckning. Men skriv en låt då.
Yeah,
Ja, men
Det är ju personligt.
exactly.
det kommer ju hovet verkligen att tycka om.
Sen när bryr du dig om vad hovet tycker?
Ja,
They've only
så
said
länge
you
som
can't
vad
put
det
things
innebär
online. They
att vara
haven't said you can't give it to
tillsammans med en
Willem.
få bort någon
Yeah, and I think he
pappa,
knows
det är väl
that.
inte en sån stor grej.
It is a huge deal, and it's fine to feel like it's a huge deal.
Nej, men vi vill väl bara inte att du raderar dig själv. Det är bara det vi säger.
Eesh. You don't want to hear your friends saying that.
Vad? Jag antar att du inte...
What you got to say?
Där.
Really?
Inte ens han tog dig seriöst.
Du, jag älskar Erik.
Du kände inte Erik. Alltså August,
There's something going to come out here.
hatat dig om han visste vad du gjorde mot mig.
I think he would. I think he would have really disliked
Ja,
what
säkert
August
gjort,
did to
men-
him.
Erik var
There's something in that letter to do with
som du
this.
inte är. Allt som du inte klarar av.
Don't react and do something you regret.
Nu minns du den där invigningen? Den som de skrev om i tidningarna. Med porrfilmen.
Ooh, is that going to be Eric's?
Det hände oss. Vår klass.
Mm.
Och Erik och hans treor var de som höll i det.
Mm.
Erik var där.
Well, there goes my not necessarily there goes my theory about him being an ally, but
Ljuger.
it doesn't look good, does
De
it?
tog oss till palatset.
Jesus. It is going to scar you, something like that.
Jag garvade åt vår panik. För vi förstod ju inte om de skämtade eller om de var allvarliga. Eller, och Erik var där.
Jesus Christ. Bloody Eric. We thought you were a good guy, Eric.
Jo.
Good timing, Boris, as always. Well, there we go. Oh, I feel like we're getting somewhere now. I feel like things are starting to kick in. I was not expecting the route that they went to be that Eric was involved, to be quite honest, and that's a really interesting angle to take because, like I say, I'd considered from his short interactions in series 1 that he kind of had a feeling about Vila coming to terms with who he was, and that he was on board and an ally with that. It really seemed like during the phone conversations he used neutral pronouns and things like that. It felt like he had an idea, but that doesn't align with the version of the person that August just told him about, which, you heard what he was involved with. Now, there's two things that could save this. It could be that August is completely wrong or making it up just to hurt Vila, or it could be that it did happen exactly as August said, apart from Eric was actively trying to stop it. Now, you could make an argument and say that he was, at the time, the Crown Prince. He could stop anything he wanted, but as you've seen with Vila, just because you're powerful, it doesn't mean you can stop other powerful people from doing things. You know, there's only so much power you can exert at 15 over those around you, even if you are part of the royal family, I guess. But nevertheless, I was happy to see that Simon is trying to sort of get used to this situation that he's found himself in, even though his friends weren't very happy with him, even though he's not very happy with himself. I think if he can give it a go and then decide that he can't, that's fair enough. I think to just say no, you can't without trying might have been giving up too quickly. I'm happy to see that Sarah and Simon have spoken. Still not in a great place, but I think that that's going to, get better soon as well. But I'm really happy that, especially that Sarah and Felice have spoken, and it does seem like Felice still has that soft spot for Sarah, even though she's still really angry. So I'm really glad on that as well. It really doesn't look good for the Queen. I don't think she makes the end of the season. I think she pops her clogs before the end of the season, if I'm honest. I'm really trying hard not to find any spoilers, and which is difficult. But I've seen nothing yet. But it's the 21st at the time I am recording this, so the final episode has been out now for 3 days, something like that. So I'm hoping that I can get the last 2 recorded tomorrow, so then I don't have to avoid spoilers actively anymore. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you very much for dropping by, and I'll see you again in another reaction video very soon.